everybody, welcome to my channel. Hope you're having a great day, and if it is your birthday, happy birthday, baby. So, we all know that Bad Baby, Catch Me Outside girl, she just made a statement in the last week saying that the ranch that she was sent to by drphil was very irresponsible and very neglectful. And a lot of people in her comments are not having it. A lot of people are calling her a liar. They're saying that she's just flat out lying about the ranch. Here's my take on this, okay? I don't know about Turnabout Ranch. I've never been there. But I have been to like a youth center that was in my local hometown, and I used to volunteer there, okay? And some bad things do go on. And believe it or not, now I'm not saying that Bad Baby, Danielle, I'm not saying that she's telling the truth or lying either way. What I'm saying is I believe her. And I'll tell you why. Let's hold that thought for a minute. Let's go back to July of 2020. If you guys hadn't heard, or if you remember, there was a case where a teenage boy was basically smothered to death by 7 employees at the Kalamazoo the Kalamazoo Youth Center. It was called, hang on one second, I got it right here. It's the Kalamazoo Youth Home. Now, video footage released Tuesday shows a 16-year-old boy throwing food at Kalamazoo Youth Home, then being attacked and restrained for 12 minutes by 7 staff members, sparking fresh outrage over the incident and his death 2 days later. The 18 minutes of footage of the April the 29th incident, released by attorney Jeffrey Fieger, shows staff members at Lakeside Academy pulling Cornelius Frederick up with the teen unable to sit down on his own. Staff left him lying on the floor for an unknown length of time. The video jumps forward to a man doing chest compressions on Frederick in an empty cafeteria. Now, we can pull that footage up. I really didn't want to show it because it shows the actual suffocation of this child. This stuff does happen in these youth centers. Now, there are some youth centers that they are good. They do try to, make you work for chores, make you work for rewards. Some have you do chores, some have you do taking out the trash, taking care of animals, cleaning up bedrooms. They make you basically work for a soda, work for a candy bar, work for snacks. They have a lot of different chores because they're trying to teach you structure. Now, this does not mean they should work you like a slave. One of the youth centers that I volunteered at in the Carolinas, they had children work for rewards. Now, these kids each day could pick a chore. And a chore could be making their own bed, making a craft, washing laundry, sweeping the floor, mopping the floors, basic house chores. And then they had like some outside things like gardening. You could do agriculture. You could go to a class like a math class or a GED class. They had a lot of different really good structural, stable things for a teenager or a child to do to learn how to become independent. And I like that about them. They didn't force it onto a child, but they would tell them, if you want this luxury of this or that, then we want you to try to work for it. You don't have to work all day. Just do the one thing, like sweep the floor. Then you'll get the reward. Each day you can work your way up to a very big reward, like say a day out field trip. That I don't have a problem with because we do that in our own houses, y'all. We do chores. We make our kids do chores in our own homes. Except at home, most parents have their kids cleaning their own bedroom, sweeping, feeding dogs, mowing the yard, washing dishes, taking out the trash, just different things. We do that at home now with our kids. So that's not uncommon at a youth center doing chores. But when you go from doing chores to hard labor, that's when it becomes wrong. Now, they talk about how at this Turnabout Ranch, how they have kids taking care of animals all day, like hard labor. That is not supposed to be what those kids are there for. If those kids want to learn about those animals, great. If they want to do some work to work towards a reward and they consent to doing the work, okay. But forcing them as a punishment to clean the stable up all day, that's ridiculous. That's not what they're there for. They're there for counseling. They're there for medical treatment. They're there to, see what's going on internally, physically, mentally, and emotionally with them. Not to clean your horse stable all day, every day. That's not what they're there for. At this Kalamazoo Youth Center, I don't know the rules there. All I seen was the video, and the 16-year-old, throws the food. The staff members all come running over, and they get on top of him. They chrome him down. He cannot breathe. He's verbally trying, telling them. They don't get off of him. Well, after he stops breathing, several members just walk away until everybody eventually is just gone. And then you see a guy trying to do like chest compressions, but they leave him there. And it takes them, I don't know how long, to get a cell phone out and call 911. So some of these places are very neglectful. Some are very abusive. Some, do have predators who work in there. And that's the next thing we're going to talk about. There are many, many predators who work in these youth facilities to get close to a child. And they do it two different ways. Either they do it by grooming the child and getting close to the child and then assaulting them, or they do it through hate. And they bully them and end up molesting them and assaulting them. Wrong, either way. Either way is wrong. They shouldn't be assaulting anyone in a youth center. But they have a couple different ways they go about it. Very, very sad. I believe a lot of these places are like this. I believe a lot of youth centers don't have the proper training that they need. It's just really, really rough. Okay, so I'm reading the article now about the Dr. Phil situation and the Turnabout Ranch. And there have been many, many complaints. One guy says that before he went on the Dr. Phil show, he alleges that he was given drugs and or alcohol to be high on the show, so it would look more real. There are many allegations. One person alleges that they were sexually assaulted by a staff member at Turnabout Ranch, and someone else says that they were sexually assaulted at Turnabout Ranch and they were told to be quiet. Other people say they witnessed a murder at Turnabout Ranch and they were told not to speak about it. Now, Bad Baby talks about that a little bit on her Instagram. I don't want to go showing her clips because that's her clip to show. Go to her Instagram. I don't know the name of it, I'm sorry. But you know who I'm talking about. She was on Dr. Phil and she got known for saying, "Catch me outside." Her. Or Bad Baby, I believe that's her name on Instagram. But she, has a really good video that you should go watch. And again, don't go there to hate on her. Go and listen. Just listen. Because believe it or not, this does happen in these places. It happens in elderly rest homes. It happens in hospitals. So if it happens in daycares, hospitals, rest homes, then you know it can happen in youth centers. It happens in jail. It can happen anywhere. It happens in schools. People are abused, neglected, sexually assaulted all the time. Abused in all these places. So it's not like it's just a crazy idea that this stuff happened in Turnabout Ranch. Yes, it could have happened. And there are many allegations coming out of that. It has happened. So we'll see. And I believe them. Y'all know me. I'm going to support the victim. And the survivor. And I believe Bad Baby. I think she's telling the truth. And she does seem very sincere in her message to the public. And she's trying to tell parents, look, this is not the way to go. I've been there. She says from her own experience, she's been there, and it is not where you want to send your kids because they're going to come out with more trauma than what they had when they went in. So, but there's an article, okay, about the Turnabout Ranch. Here we go. Okay, the Dr. Phil guest who was sexually assaulted. Alrighty, I'm pulling it up now. Okay, so Dr. Phil McGraw has come under fire after Hannah Archuleta, who appeared on Dr. Phil in 2019, she was 17 years old, alleged that she was sexually assaulted at Turnabout Ranch in Escalante, Utah. Oh, hell, this was in Utah? Y'all don't get mad at me for saying that, but y'all know some shady shit goes down in Utah. Hey, it happens in Carolinas too. I'm not bashing Utah. I'm just saying, Jeff Warren's, some things go down in Utah. And like, again, it does in the Carolinas too. That's where I'm from. Said that she was sexually assaulted at Turnabout Ranch in Utah, a location that the host told her to attend. The article was by The Sun. The Turnabout Ranch considers itself to be a Christian residential treatment program for troubled teenagers. Archuleta, now 19, filed a lawsuit against the ranch in regards to these claims, but she did not accuse Phil McGraw of any wrongdoing at all. Archuleta is being represented by attorney Gloria Allred, claims that she was taken to a location in 2019 after appearing on the Dr. Phil show, during which the host recommended that she go to the ranch for treatment. She alleges that she was sexually assaulted multiple times by a male staff member at the facility. In a February 24th statement, Archuleta said that she wants justice. I do not want what happened to me to happen to anyone else. Exactly. Thank you so much, Hannah, for stepping up and speaking out. Thank you, because I know this is going to be hard. I know it's already been hard for you. I know you're catching a lot of backlash and a lot of hate from the Turnabout Ranch fans and the staff and their website and the Dr. Phil fans. And I really praise you for coming out and speaking out like you are. Thank you, Hannah Archuleta. I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce your name right. Thank you. We support you. She says that the 19-year-old claims in her lawsuit that within 2 weeks of her arrival to the facility, a man groped her in one of the Turnabout Ranch's barnyard areas. She claims that after the abuse took place, she let the staff at the facility know. Archuleta claims that the Turnabout Ranch took no remedial action after she reported the alleged abuse, and that they retaliated against her by subjecting her to both physical and emotional abuse to silence her. And if y'all are wondering what that is, or what that means that when she said something, they put her through probably like hard labor. They probably didn't give her proper food, water. Now, I'm alleging this. I'm just saying that this is what normally happens in that situation. When someone reports abuse, the abusers will take away something, a luxury that they think is a luxury. But they'll take away like phone calls, food, rations will be smaller. They'll take away drink, snacks. They'll take away TV time, phone time, family visits. They'll put you to work, hard work. And this being on a farm, it probably was really hard work. So, and that's wrong. You don't discipline that way. You don't discipline with hard labor anyways. You don't do that. But if you're going to use chores with children, you use it in a reward fashion, or like we do at home. Oh, well, you want your cell phone bill paid. Okay, well, if you want your cell phone bill paid, clean your room. Maybe take out the trash. Wash the dog. Maybe take the dog for a walk. That's how we do things. But we don't sit there and, oh, well, you're going to have to do it. You're doing it. You know what I'm saying? And because you're disciplined, you just don't do that. It doesn't work. All it does is make that child more rebellious, and it doesn't work. And emotionally abusing them is not going to work either. So she says that Archuleta originally appeared on an episode of Dr. Phil that aired in October 2019. Following her time on the show, she was transported to the ranch. She said in a statement, "At that time, I was 17 and suffering from many life traumas." That just hit me, y'all. That just hit me so hard, because I think back, I'm sorry, I'm so emotional all the time. But it takes me back to when I was 17. And I think about all the stuff I went through and all the bad stuff that happened to me. And then it caused me to make worse decisions in my future and led to a very dark path. And there was nobody to run to. I know how she felt. You didn't have nobody. It's just hard reading that, I was 17 years old and suffering from many life traumas. I had recently learned that my mother was terminally ill with liver failure. See, and we all think that we know what's going on in somebody's life. We don't know why these kids act out. You don't know their story until you get to know them. Then you can know their story. Until then, you're not going to know. You can't sit here and judge them and say, oh, that's just a bad kid with a bad attitude, like they do on the Dr. Phil show. You don't know. You know? The Maury show has been known for doing it. Beyond Scared Straight does it. At that time, and I was very vulnerable and heartbroken. She claims that after telling staff about the alleged abuse, she dealt with alleged physical abuse, including the barring of her use of the facilities. I was required to spend extra time picking up horse manure, walking in circles around a horse corral, and sitting at a desk facing the wall for hours, Archuleta claims. I also had to do forced labor outside in below freezing temperatures and sleep in a wooden plank with no pillow. The Sun asked both Dr. Phil and Turnabout Ranch for a comment, but they did not respond by the time of their report's publication. Although the ranch did issue a statement to KSTU in which they strongly denied the allegations put forward in Miss Alred's press conference. Of course they're going to deny it. But this ain't the first allegation either for this place. It's not the first time. There are many allegations. And let's see, we'll read another one. So, Utah. I need to watch the Paris Hilton story because I haven't seen that yet. Okay, let's read Bhad Baby's statement here. I'll read it out. This article. Bhad Baby. Let me pull this down. Okay. Bhad Baby says Utah Treatment Center led her to being malnourished, abused, and must be shut down immediately. So she too is saying the same thing. Bhad Baby is calling out Utah Treatment Facility for troubled teens, claiming she was abused and malnourished while spending time there. The 17-year-old Florida rapper took to Instagram this weekend saying that the abuse took place while staying at Turnabout Ranch Treatment Facility in Utah. Bhad Baby's real name, Danielle Bergoli. Oh my gosh, the thing keeps popping up. It's aggravating. Okay, I got it. Danielle Bergoli shared a video of 19-year-old Hannah Archuleta, who filed a lawsuit alleging she was sexually assaulted by a man working at the ranch. Archuleta was sent to the ranch after appearing on the Dr. Phil show 2019. Again, she did not accuse Dr. Phil of any wrongdoing. Danielle Bergoli's statement. Turnabout Ranch Treatment Facility punished this young lady, Hannah, for reporting that one of the staff members assaulted her. Keep in mind, when you're at this program, you cannot have any contact with your parents, nor any you cannot have any contact at all with your parents, nor able to use a phone. This girl couldn't even call the police if she tried. There has been a murder at this facility, reports of torture, and now a report of sexual abuse, and Dr. Phil still continues to send troubled children here even after knowing this stuff has happened at this facility. This makes my blood boil. I went through being malnourished, abused, and having to do hard labor while being there while someone was murdered. I came back with more trauma than I went there with. I was sent to this place to get help. Hannah went to this place to get help, and what she got was complete opposite. At Turnabout Ranch needs to be shut down immediately, and staff should receive consequences for how they treat helpless children. These children are helpless. They can't contact their parents. They can't tell them what's going on the ranch. They can't tell them what's going on. The ranch takes advantage of that. If children don't listen to them, they don't even let them use a proper restroom or eat real food. They separate them from other children, force them to sit in a desk facing a wall, make them do hard labor, use a porta potty, eat peanut butter sandwiches and cold ramen, sit in below freezing temperatures, pick weeds, put together over 20 piles of horse manure with a wheelbarrow. How is punishing children supposed to help them become better? And I agree with that, because at the facility that I volunteered at, we didn't force punishment like that. Now, they did have a timeout period where if you were like trying to be physically aggressive with someone else, they'd put you at your room and you would have to cool down, but that's for physical altercations to keep everyone involved protected and to keep the person who's upset protected. That's not restraining them. That's not tying them down. That's, you got to go to your room. And if they don't comply, they call, authorities and tell them, look, we need to figure something out because we don't want them to go to jail, but they won't go to the room. We need them to calm down. But, we need to call their parents, get their parents out here and try to figure out a new plan. But they didn't force them to do hard labor and all that stuff for rewards. Like I said, the one that I volunteered at when I was younger was if you wanted a snack, like an extra snack, or if you wanted a long visit, field trip, you could do work. You could go, you could go pick up litter. You could make your own bed, clean your own room. You could help in the kitchen. You could help cleaning around the facility. You could teach classes. You could learn in classes. You could actually go to school. And when you completed certain classes, you would get rewards. You could learn about, horses, dogs, cats, whatever animal. They would do like water. You could go out to the lake and go skiing. You would earn these rewards by doing different tasks. And when you completed them, you got to do those rewards. And that's how it should be. It shouldn't be forcible punishment because you're not listening. But we all have to stop and think too. These are children who are going through some very hard, traumatic experiences, who most of their parents are the problem. Let me say this again. Most of the children that you see on drphil and that you see in these facilities, usually it's the parents who are the problem and who haven't had their shit together for that child's entire life. So when this child starts acting out, now all of a sudden the child's crazy. After mom and dad have been doing drugs for 10 years, drinking, partying with the child for 15 years. Think about that. Then the child has to take the punishment for the parents' actions and what they've been taught. It's just ridiculous. Ugh, it gets on my nerves. Let me get my drink cool down a minute. Y'all, I want to start going live, but on YouTube, you can't go live until you have enough followers, subscribers. Just like on TikTok, I wanted to go live on TikTok because I can't go live on YouTube. And TikTok says, nope, you got to have 1,000 followers, so I ain't got but like 300. Or no, I actually got like 200 something, so can't go live, so I'm having to do longer videos. I would love to go live, but these apps, they force you. You have to get followers. You have to constantly advertise your YouTube channel, your TikTok account. You got to advertise it to get these followers and make these videos, and I'm trying. But I cannot go live until I have more subs, and it's just how it is. I want to go live because I want to talk to you guys one-on-one. I told you, I'm going to be that influencer that we're going to talk one-on-one. We're going to interact. Even if I get that little verification check mark, we're going to talk and interact with each other. I'm good with that. But geez, getting to that point is so hard. You see my little cricket joy? I love this thing. So, I'm getting a cold again, y'all. Sorry, I ain't trying to sound like like I'm constantly sniffling, but excuse me. Due to the weather changing in the area, it's 35 one day and then it's friggin' 75 today. And when it's cold, hot, it's like my body doesn't know how to get adjusted and I'm getting a cold again. Let's see. Let's go back. Okay, I read that. She said they need to be shut down. Agreed. Okay. Bhad Baby is likely referring to his 2016 murder when a teenager beat a 61-year-old ranch staffer to death with a metal bar. She also claimed the ranch doesn't allow teenagers to call their parents during the stay. And that's another issue that I have with these places, and even the one that I volunteered at years ago. Now, the one that I volunteered at, the kids were not allowed to call home within the first week. After that first week, then they could talk to their parents on, whenever they wanted. But these other places, I don't agree with that. Now, I understand they can backtrack if they talk to their parents. But they should have access to report to their parents. And what parent would be okay with not hearing from their child for months at a place like this? That would drive me insane. If I had a child in one of these places, I would want to know that they were okay, things were going good, at least for to hear my child's voice. She says, they can't tell them what's going on. The ranch takes advantage of that, Bergoli wrote. If children don't listen to them, they don't even let them use a proper restroom or eat real food. They separate them from other children. Archuleta's lawsuit claims staff at Turnabout Ranch took no remedial action and retaliated against her by subjecting her to physical and emotional abuse to silence her. The ranch issued the statement, Turnabout Ranch Treatment Facility punished this young lady, Hannah. Keep in mind, when you're at this program, you do not have any contact with your parents nor the use of a phone. Y'all think about that. That's terrifying. You're 16, 15, 13, however old you are. You've went through some traumatic shit in your life already. Your parents are druggies, alcoholics, gamblers, or they're abusive, or they're just neglectful, or they're homeless and hooked on heroin. Like most stuff you see on drphil. And you're the product. And you've been living this life with these parents. Now, there are some good parents on there. I'm not going to say all of them are bad because all of them are not bad. But think if you were there and somebody sexually assaulted you and you report it and you're like, I want to call my mom. I want to call my dad. And they tell you no. And because you want to call them, no, now you're going to do physical labor all day. Now we're going to break you, basically. We're going to break you down. And you're going to be quiet. That's terrifying. I don't know when these places are going to learn. When is our judicial system going to learn, though, y'all? When is our judicial system going to step up and start giving punishment to these adults for their allegations? You're so busy punishing these children for the things they're doing. When are you going to start punishing the parents? When are you going to start punishing the facilities? When are you going to start punishing these teachers who are having sex with children? These female teachers who keep getting a slap on the wrist. When are you going to start punishing these YouTubers and TikTokers, these influencers who are having sex with children and sending and receiving nudes with children and sexting with minors? But no, the judicial system don't even acknowledge it. Oh, Zoe Laverne did what? Okay. And just walk away. Well, she's a big millionaire type TikToker. She's got millions of followers. We're just going to let her be. Fuck off. No. You need to take accountability, Zoe. Brooke Houts, abusing her dog, does not have to take accountability. Minnie Ladd, talking with his fans with minors, does not have to take accountability. Davi Vanity, sexually assault. All these allegations of him sexually assaulting hundreds of children. No accountability taken. FBI is supposed to be getting involved. No, they're too busy worried about a documentary about Onision to go after Davi Vanity. It is so annoying and stressful and makes my blood boil too. Danielle, I feel you, honey, because it makes my blood boil too. It pisses me off that children, it's like they just get pushed over to the side. Nah, whatever. Because drphil's a celebrity. Davi Vanity was a celebrity. All these people, these big YouTubers. Zoe Laverne is a celebrity. I'd never even heard of her until I seen the allegations against her. Her celebrity stats should not stop her from having to tell police what she did. And this boy was 12 when she started talking to him. I found that out too. That's disgusting. That is so disgusting. She better be glad it weren't my child. I tell you that right now. She better be glad, because I'm not as nice as her parents are. Y'all know I'm busting out the power up snacks. Power up. High energy. I don't even need that because I'm already so geeked up naturally. But I love the way these pineapples taste. And these yummy cranberries. Oh my gosh. Look, they got like freeze-dried or dried up, whatever they are. Pineapple. Oh man. It's better than sex. When I say that, you guys are always like, Well, who are you having sex with that a piece of fruit is better than sex? It's just a saying. I'm not sponsored by this company, but let me tell you something. Stuff is good. Real bananas, real cranberries, real walnuts, papaya, cashews, coconut shavings, cranberries. Yum. If you like fruit, go to Walmart, get you a bag of this and try it. It is delicious. Oh my word. And it helps me keep my stomach settled. And when you go through, when you have different kinds of eating disorders, your stomach gets really messed up. And that's how my stomach is, even years later. I fight the eating disorder every day. Well, guys, I hope you leave your comments and I hope you subscribe. I'm trying to build my channel up. I'm going to keep doing all I can do to build this channel up so I can go live. I'm not worried about the money. Like I said, I told y'all 100 times. For me, I know a lot of people say this, but I mean it. It's not about getting famous. It's not about making tons of money off ads and sponsors and all that stuff like you see these TikTokers always talking about. Like Zoe Laverne and Cody, they would fake breakups just to get viewers, to compile, views on their videos so they could get those ads and sponsors. And I'm not about that. We don't have to have ads and sponsors, honey. I'm humbled and I'm content in what I have, okay? I just want the subs. I want you guys to come talk to me. Come share your stories with me. Even if you disagree with me, come sub. Come talk to me. We'll talk it out. We don't have to necessarily argue. Like I told you, I love everybody. If you don't agree with what I say, you ain't got to leave a hateful comment. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. Talk to me about it in the comments. I'll listen. Now, I can't always answer a bunch of comments, but I try to answer as many as I can back. Now, I'm running this TikTok page now, too, and I had 2 videos that got like over 14,000 views, and I'm getting notifications like every few minutes. Like, that's why I keep looking at my phone now, because I keep getting notifications for it. And comments and things like that, and I'm trying to keep up with all of them. Let me show you my TikTok page. It ain't got much on it. It's got videos on it, but I'm not a great TikToker. I'm trying. Can you see this? That's what it looks like. It's me kissing my dog, of course. My Momo. Bisexual hillbilly. That's me. And people that are always talking about my username, get over it. Get over it. Yes, I'm bi. That doesn't make me a bad person. My gosh. I get so sick of these homophobic people coming at me about my name. Why is your name Bisexual Hillbilly? That's this and that's that. That's a... What? The one dude was like, that's such a racist name. I'm like, how the heck is Bisexual Hillbilly a racist name? No, it ain't. That don't make no sense at all. It's hilarious is what it is. That's why I chose it. Because I'm bi, and I sound country as hell. And my friend picked it out. He was like, hillbilly. He always calls me a hillbilly because of how I talk. And he was like, I said something one day, and he was like, you damn bisexual ass. And I was like, yeah, ha, ha, blah, blah. He was like, you about a bisexual hillbilly. And I was like, what? Yeah. He said, that's a good name. That'd be a good username. And I'm like, dude, okay. All right. And I use it. He's gay. Sorry, that pineapple looked good. He's gay. We dated way back years ago, before either one of us came out. And I love him. I love him dearly. I always will. I don't think there's nothing he could ever do to me to lose my friendship. I love him so much. And he is one of the sweetest people. He has a husband now, and they're happily married. They own their own business. They're trying to adopt a child together. They have run into some snags. Because I know I'm jumping from one subject to another, but y'all said y'all wanted longer videos. In the Carolinas and in the South, I'm sure you guys know that even in 2021, there are still a lot of homophobics and transphobics out here. There's still a lot of racists out here. In the adoption and the foster system in the South, there is a lot of homophobic workers. And if they see, especially like two gay men or two gay women trying to adopt a child, some of these workers will do whatever they can to stop the process or to hold it up. So they have to wait years, some people. Some places, they can get a child very quickly. They've been waiting for like 5 years now. Yeah, tell me that ain't some shit. So they just went international because they want a child. They want to give a child a good home, love, support, and they could do it. They have so much love within their home, it could explode. I don't understand why our society, our foster homes and our orphanages, the adoption centers, all they talk about is how they want to get their children, the orphans and foster kids, to a good home. There are plenty of good homes. There are hundreds of thousands of gay families who want children, and you won't give it to them. So we'll call him Mark. My friend Mark has been waiting almost 5 years now. He doesn't care age, race, nothing. He just wants to have a family. He's even applied for triple teens. They sent one woman out to his home. She said, "You have a very nice home, good stable home, lots of food, lots of room. Wow, the child would have their own bedroom, would have a game room, all these toys, bicycles, and all this stuff that he's already bought." And she tells him he has a good chance of getting a child very soon. And within a month passing by, he calls her back, and she's like, "Oh, well, I didn't even do the paperwork. I've got to file this paperwork." He's like, "What? Why didn't you file it?" Then they do another home check, and she tells him to change this, change that. I said, they're holding you up is what they're doing. If your home was fine the first time, and now they're claiming something's wrong, that don't make no sense. But then you'll see these other people who have felonies, child abuse charges, who have been caught running underground daycares, or they'll have domestic violence backgrounds, or it'll be a woman running an underground daycare, and her husband will be a sex offender, but they'll give them kids. They'll give them 9 or 10 kids. You see that in North Carolina all the time. But my friend can't even get a foster child. And there are so many families that we talk to at social services who are telling DSS, CPS, that they can't handle all these kids. They need to be removed. What I'm saying is, there are families right now, foster families, who have more than 10 children in one fucking home. So they need children moved. But CPS piles them up there like that. The mom and the dad, the foster parents are like, "Look, we can't have this many kids. We can't afford it. Well, we'll give you some money to help you out." No, you need to move some children and stop piling them up on these people. One of the foster mothers is 82. If you don't believe me, go look it up. And the other woman is elderly. She's 79, and she has 6 foster children. She can't work. She draws like a $400 disability check every month. She gets a little bit of food stamps and a little bit of money from foster care. She can't do it. So she was at CPS a while back, right when COVID was getting big. And she was telling CPS, "I can't handle this." Because they were trying to give her another baby. Another baby. She's like, "I can't handle this." No. And they tell her, "Well, due to COVID, we can't take any kids out of your home." So the kids are stuck there. They know she has told them she cannot care for them, but they don't care. But then you got people like my friend who's begging for a child, has no priors, no record, no nothing, good job, good house, and they tell them no, or they hold them up. They freeze it and make them wait. Why are you making them wait? Because they're gay, that's why. You got kids out here being abused or living with families who are addicted to drugs or out partying all night long. And then when these kids get older, just like what happened with Danielle Bergoli, they send them to the ranch. Now it's the child's fault all of a sudden. Y'all, I'm fixing to make another video about the foster system. I got some stories. And I have to upload my, not Halloween, but my horror video. My horror. It's actually pronounced horror, I think. But we say horror. Horror around here. Alright, guys. I love you. I ain't saying I love you. Because I don't know your ass. I said I love you. That's a country thing. When we don't know you that well, but we don't want to be rude, and you say you love us, we'll say I love you too. I love you. Love ya. Nah, I do want to get to know you guys though. Alright, I'm going to start my next video, y'all. Bye.